Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today and I'm excited to be here with you getting into our monthly budgets. So it's time to get our notebooks, tablets, whatever it is you use, your apps to work on your budgeting. Let's get those out and let's monthly budget. It's almost December. Today is the 27th. I hope to get this video up tonight and get my monthly budget put up before December, but December is approaching very quickly, and if you haven't already started Christmas shopping, oh boy, it's that time of year. So I shop online only and have everything shipped. I don't go to a store because I don't want to deal with people. So there you go. But if you do shop in a store, let me know down below. I would love to hear your shopping, whether it's online only or a mix of online and in-person shopping. I know it's difficult for smaller kids sometimes to do the online, especially when you're doing with clothes. But for grown adult children like mine, my sons are 20, almost 25 and 19. And so, yeah, we do online shopping only. It's been amazing. So, but I need to know what December looks like. I need to know how much money is coming in and how much is coming out. It is a magic month for us where my husband actually gets 3 salary checks in the month, and my husband's first salary check actually falls on our first of the month paychecks as well, which is my husband's military retirement, VA disability, and our son pays us rent. So one of our sons do. And so that right there is all happening on the first. And if I don't budget, I won't know where the money's, how much is coming in, what's going out, and what I can actually spend that's above and beyond the bills and the expenses that you would have in your spending. So I'm excited to get into this and get started. Welcome to the channel. I'm excited to have you here. I do monthly budgets, I do paycheck to paycheck budgets, and I do weekly check-ins. That is the system that flows very well for me. That way I can track in smaller bites and really know and keep up with my checking account. Everything you see here is either a checking account that I'm taking care of or using my checking account to pay variable spending on my credit card. So everything relates to the checking account only, and it is taken care of. Occasionally you'll hear me talk about my savings and how I can use the savings account to pay my credit card for certain spending, like sinking funds and stuff. So November had a lot of that, and when I close out my November budget coming up later this week, I will show you a lot of changes that happen in my sinking funds, and I might do that as a separate video, and we'll see. Let me know in the comments. Do you like sinking funds? Do you want a separate sinking funds video? I'd like to know your thoughts on that. All right, let's get started. Here are the bills. Here's the income. This is what's happening in the month of December. This is not including any spending. This is just what is owed to an organization or a company or our utilities. That is what we're working with right here. I have it all laid out on my calendar. I come every month and I check off all the bills as they come from paycheck to paycheck. So I can set up my paycheck to paycheck budgets using this calendar. This is exactly how I set them up. I use the calendar and I go, okay, these are the things that need to be paid on this paycheck period. So everything that starts here, this God's Outreach and God's Pantry, PHC, Amazon Music, Spectrum, Mortgage, and Roth IRA. This is actually Dr. Adele. We have an appointment that day. All of these on this first row actually all happen on the first, so I just use days that are the previous month to get all the stickers on here, and it works out pretty good, but I still ran out of room, so I just put this over here. But usually on a specific day, I never have more than 3. And if I do, I'll just move it one day or the other and draw an arrow. But everything looks good here. I do not have my water bill yet. When I don't know what my water bill is, I usually estimate $50. And I don't know my electric yet. There, on the 20th. It's due on the 15th. but it never gets processed until the 20th. So I don't know what takes them so long, but that's why I decided to start putting it there. It was getting confusing, but around the 20th is when it normally happens, and it falls under the same paycheck period. So that doesn't matter what day I put it on. And I don't know what that is. And when I don't know how much it is yet, I average about $150. So I will put that as an estimate or a budgeted amount, and then the actual will let me know what actually went in, and I'll fill that in later. And I usually know about 2 weeks in advance, so I should be knowing any day, but I haven't quite got there yet. Okay, so we are going to move on to this page here. Yeah, I have a bunch of notes here. Ignore that. Let's see. These are things I want to remind myself on my savings tracker. This is my December monthly budget, and I put everything on here. I have got all of the income here. I've got all of my different spending categories, fixed expenses, variable expenses, and I have these little boxes here because like throughout the month, I have like Roth IRA, Roth IRA, Roth IRA. So I have it 3 times here. So I give myself 3 boxes. I put the whole total of those 3 items here, but I check them off as I go. So I know everything went through. Okay, as you can see here, I have an estimated column, an actual, and then over and under. Over and under really doesn't matter to me nearly as much because the income is so regular and steady right now. Though there should be changes coming soon after December. I will talk about that next year when we go into January, February on any changes. But right now, everything is still the same. My husband is looking for a different job. He wants to be in the field that he got his degree in, and he is doing his research on that, and hopefully he can find a job in that field. So we will wait and see. Military retirement. My husband was active duty Navy for 20 years, and he gets a retirement check for, I've lost my placement here, $1,759.30. Now going into the new year, there will be probably a cost of living adjustment, and that will change. VA disability, same thing, cost of living adjustment, that will change as well. $2,353.39. I don't know if our son is still included on this. I don't think he is, but if he is, he should be dropped off because he's over the age 18. So I don't know if it dropped last year or not, or if we're still carrying income for him, but yeah, so that's the VA disability. Those things do make a difference in your income for disability. And rent. So my oldest son does pay rent. He gets SSI. Both of my sons are autistic and they live at home. And then dividends. So our checking account actually gets like 2 pennies a month. It's not a lot. It's a credit union bank, and so we get a couple pennies. I just kind of add it to that and in the actual, and that balances everything with the checking account. It works very well that way. So salary, my husband's salary check that he gets every 2 weeks is $2,552.36. Now he will be getting this 3 times. This month, like I said, I don't know if I said before, it's a magic month. So, you know, these first 4 items will be considered paycheck 1. So it's a lot coming in on the front end of the budget. And this is why a budget's important, because if you have a lot coming in, you think, oh, I got plenty of money, and you keep going and spending it and not checking in with how much you have left, you could blow through it very quickly, especially in these times of inflation. So you want to budget, you want to be careful with that. I want to write this number 3 times. Sorry, my handwriting's sloppy. I'm writing at a very odd angle, so I don't have to turn my notebook. Okay, and then other. If money goes into our account because of a refund, if family give us money for Christmas and stuff like that, because they love us so much, whatever it is, then I have a placeholder for that money to go to keep everything in balance. And then I can just kind of make a list or use a sticky note to list out if it's multiple things. So, and then have a total here at the end of the month. Now, I use this monthly budget almost exclusively at the beginning of the month. I don't actually close out the monthly budget. Here, I close my budget out with Paycheck 3 because when I do paycheck to paycheck, it's bite-sized portions of my monthly budget. And once I close out one paycheck, the next paycheck will happen, and then that will close out. And then when I get to the end of the month and I close all 3 paychecks out, which means I'm closing the month out. So I may come back and track it and show you guys, but I don't really use this other than to kind of check off, yeah, these things happened. A lot of people do like using the monthly budget. Not a lot changes for them. And so they can check it off and then they're still in balance with their checking account and it works well for them. I need more because mine runs so flexible and there's always some adjustments that need to be made. So I like to do the paycheck to paycheck once I have my month. My month is to tell me, do I have enough income to support all the expenses and variable spending that we know will happen or probably will happen or estimated to happen? And is there anything left over that if there's a forgotten bill or if there is more that you need to spend for whatever reason, is there available room in the budget for an emergency or for some kind of spending? So, especially in December, you want a lot of wiggle room in your budget because you want to be able to buy the gifts. And if you're someone who loves people with gifts and that is your that's your love language, then I can understand why a budget would be really helpful in that situation. So, let's go ahead and total up the estimated income for this time period. Again, if you notice from my previous incomes, this is going to be higher because it has an extra salary check. There's 3 salary checks, not just 2. So this is going to be higher than normal. Okay, so now I have my calculator ready. I'm ready to put in the numbers and total this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I am looking at a total income for the month of December of $12,543.77. So that is what I'm working with. Again, this is higher than what we normally get just because my husband has a magic month. It's an extra paycheck because he gets paid every other Friday. That happens. So we are grateful and thankful for that. Next, we want to move on to all the spending in our spending categories. So typical fixed amount. Now that can change if programs change or there's adjustments made and you have to make the adjustments. But for the most part, most months these stay the same. They don't change, and these are all our actual bills. So the mortgage here, and I'm excited to see what December's look like. Let's see, this is $2,450.17. This is also includes $550 principal only payment. There may be changes to this in the future next year for a little while. I'm not sure. I'm hoping to continue to do this extra $550 a paycheck, but if I need wiggle room in my budget, I may have to turn that off. But I won't talk about that more until the time comes, if the time comes, especially when my husband's switching jobs, if he gets a new job, that kind of thing. We may have to make a change for a little while, and that's okay. We can always make up the money later and make it work in the budget later, but the reason I do $550 extra in my mortgage, if you're not familiar, I'm on a mortgage payoff journey to have my mortgage paid off in 15 years. My mortgage is fairly new. It's a little over a year old, and we just moved here last year and where we live right now. And it's a 30-year loan, and I want it paid off by the time my husband is 65. And so that'll be in 15 years, and we want to make sure we have it paid down. So $550 is the magic number, and that's what we want to make sure we take care of every month. The next thing I have is my Roth IRA. So I bumped up and added $500 to my Roth IRA savings, and I don't have it on my notebook in December yet, but every month I put $171. No, I'm sorry. Every paycheck period I had put away $171 a paycheck, except for the last two, which we are finally here in December for the last two. So because my husband has a salary check and his normal government checks that are considered paycheck one, I combined all of that, and this is 171 times 2, and that's 342. So my first Roth savings will be $342 coming out of paycheck one. Oh, this is a lot going on here. And then the last two, in order to reach the $6,500 that I had originally planned, is 172 and 172. That made it $6,500. I have increased it to $7,000 so that savings can be fully funded in January of 2024. I save up the next year's Roth contribution in the previous year. So 2024 Roth contribution fully funded is saved up all throughout the year 2023. I've been able to stay a year ahead, and that has been a huge blessing, and I can just set it and forget it and let that grow and do what it does and not have to think of anything else. But they did increase the availability of more money being deposited into your Roth IRA for people who are like me, who are just setting up an account for themselves. My husband contributes for me. It's $7,000 next year. I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to go up again the next year after that. I'd have to do a little research. But I have 3 times I'm contributing. So I have the 342, which is the 2 Roths, plus the 172, plus the 172. And that total is going to be $686. And that'll fully fund me to the for 2024. So when January comes and it's open for me to contribute for 2024 Roth IRA, I can do my contribution for myself. Spectrum is our internet cable phone, and that right now is $166.24. So God's Pantry is the first one. God's Pantry is $87. Okay. God's Outreach was who I thought I was contributing to, and I wasn't. That's $88 that I've already set up, and I'm committing to doing that. Not a problem. So normally it's one food bank and then pregnancy help center for women who need help with their pregnancies. They need baby clothes, they need diapers, or they need or they get ultrasounds and things like that. So that's pretty much what I'm doing right there. And that is also another $88. So we're doing an extra tithe that I didn't plan on, but it's okay. I realized what I made a mistake in. Not a problem. So that's 3 tithing right there. All right, the next tithing we tithe our VA disability, and that is $265. No, $56. Hold on, $56.75. So we have 3 salary checks. So each salary check, 10% we do 256. So 256 plus 256 plus 256. There you go. That's a lot of tithing, but when you're tithing 10% of your income, you know, it's a thing. I mean, this is what 10% of our income actually is if you move the decimal point. So it's $1,287.75. And we are so grateful and thankful and blessed to be able to give. These are our heartfelt donations. And December is usually a time of giving and donating anyway. In your communities, it doesn't have to be similar to what I'm donating. You can be giving to St. Jude. You could be giving to, which is amazing place to give to. You could be giving Salvation Army, you know, the kettle buckets out there and stuff like that. You could be giving to a local community soccer team or a football team or a program of some sort. Whatever your heart is telling you and leading you to give with an open hand. So much in blessings come back in return when you have your hands open. When you're holding tight to all of your income, it's hard for people to bless and put back in. So if your hands are open and you're giving, then yeah, it's a blessing. And that's just how we see it. And that's what we fell in love with. So I'm thankful for that. And I thank God for giving me that kind of heart. All right. I have a lot of subscriptions here too. So I didn't want to list them all out, but the first one I have in subscriptions is $10.59, and that is our Amazon. And we're going to go over here. That is our Amazon Music. And then after that, so I have $10.59 for Amazon Music, and then I have another $6.99 for Paramount Plus, which is our streaming service that we enjoy. And then I've added YouTube instead of having it separate, because it is a subscription for a YouTube Premium. I think that's what it's called. Long story behind that. It's just good for our family, and this is a non-negotiable now. So $24.92, and then $6.35. Now this I may not have to pay. I'm pretty sure. I have it listed in my budget. I'll probably keep it listed, but I probably won't have to have a bill for this, because one of you, and I want to thank you so much, used my affiliate link, and so I got 1 month free, so I probably won't have to pay the $6.35. But I'm gonna leave it in because it's nice to have a little cushion, even if somebody else has used an affiliate link. So I do keep a lot of links down there. I don't talk about them much, but you can peruse them and see if there's something you're interested in and check them out. So there you go. Some of them aren't even affiliate links. It's just things that I like Prayerful Planner, I think might be in there or something like that. So, but if it's an affiliate link, it's labeled. So there you go. All right. The next thing we have after $6.35 is down here. So my husband got 2 terabyte Google storage. All right. So that's $7.49. The first 3 months were $7.49. And then to save a little money, I like to do it annually. And I use it as a sinking fund. And that won't be set up until February. So the first 3 months, and this will be the second month, $7.49. Which if you take the $99.99 for the year and divide it by 12, it's $8 and some change. So this is a little less than that. And so you save on your first 3 months. That's what we did. And like I said, it's like 2 terabytes of storage, and it's for his photos or videos and things that he does. So he is Google, Android. He won't touch Apple, iPhone, or Mac or anything like that. He's not allowed near any of my stuff. And so he needed his own storage for his own photos. The next subscription I have is this $8.99 for Discovery Plus. It is watched frequently enough that we are consuming it to justify having this subscription, so we're keeping that. And then $2.99 for my storage. Mine is only like 200 megabytes or whatever it's called. So just 2. All right. So the total of all the subscriptions that I have listed in here, and I'll just check them off as they go. There we go. Is $68.32. And the reason I do these boxes, obviously I don't have enough lines to put everything in, so I kind of like put relatable items together, the Roth IRA, the tithe, the subscriptions, and it shortened my list enough that I could actually put it in here. So I don't particularly like doing it this way, but this is the best way it works out, and I love using stickers, so there you go. I made it work. Next I have Geico. So Geico is $173.87, and then AT&T is $282.82. These include phone, what do you call them? Where I bought 2 phones for my sons, and I think it's $30 total, and on top of our bill, where we're paying the lease. That's what it's called. Vivint is our home security system. I do have an affiliate link for that down below if you're interested. We love them, and they're amazing. $65.82. They have really good equipment, so I do like that. Sinking funds are going to be high this month. It's because we have extra money this month, we can do this. $556 even. What we are planning to do is increase and create a Christmas birthday category combined, and to make sure we have enough money for that. And then I also wanted to front load that $99.99 for my husband's storage that's going to hit in February. I wanted to go ahead and have all the funds for that, and since this is a extra paycheck month, we have the money now to kind of put aside for that February charge, and then I will create a monthly amount for that to fill, to be able to, what am I trying to say? So as the year goes on, I'll just contribute a little bit at a time, and then when it hits $100, I can pay for the next February's bill when it comes in. So I love sinking funds for things like that are annual subscriptions or annual anything, or quarterly or whatever. It makes life so much easier, and it doesn't impact your budget and hit hard in a negative way. So I do love that. Life insurance. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta fill out paperwork. That's for another conversation for another day. $87.56, and then my husband's thing, subscription thing, $39.17. All right, I have room. I wouldn't add more, but I could if I really wanted to. If I forgot a bill and I want to put it over here and change the number at the bottom, I could definitely do that. Now I'm going to total these both up at the same time here in a second, but let's go ahead and do the variable. Again, I'm going to put $50 for water and $150 for electric. I don't know what the bills are just yet, but usually by the time I fill out my paycheck one, I do know, and I'll put the actual there if I do know it. But these are the averages for a monthly payment for these 2 items. Kara's is a Christian counseling service. My husband and I do work on our marriage continuously, and we have a Christian counselor that we go to. I don't know if we're going to meet with him in December, but we might, and I want to go ahead and put a protective hedge around this little bit of money to make sure if we do go, the money's there. If not, we just put it back into the budget and it's fine. Dr. Odell, we are seeing him on the 1st of December, so that's going to be taken care of. I don't know if I'm going to see him again. If I do, I'll put the actual in, not a problem. Now our spending categories. I increased it a little bit just because we might go out to eat a little more. We might have more miscellaneous items. I know in November I did not have enough in the category, and obviously did a lot of spending. It's fine. I'm able to take care of it. Not a problem. So I'm going to do $1,600 again for grocery household. Restaurants, I'm going to do $600. Oops, last month I did $500, and that was fine. Mainly because we went on vacation in November, and a lot of the eating out was on vacation was taken care of by vacation money. Miscellaneous, I have also $600 for that. And that just means anything that doesn't fall under grocery, household, or restaurants. I don't really have categories for like clothing or shoes or other things that are just kind of random Amazon purchases and stuff like that. So I use that for partly my personal money, but partly random things that we want to spend money on for the home decor or maybe a tool or something like that. So you just never know. Gas. We're on budget $300. We're hoping to visit some people. And then copay is $100. This is just for prescriptions and stuff. I do know there's a doctor's appointments coming up. I don't know if they're going to get bills in December or in January, but it's nice to have this. I might actually increase this for January for those bills coming up, or I might do it unbudgeted. I'm not sure which. So we'll have to wait and see there. Unbudgeted is always $0, but there's always something I can always put there. And those are usually larger ticket items, and then I'll put the actual once it happens in the month. So let's go ahead and total up our fixed and variable expenses, and we will finish up this video. Okay, I am back. So I have my December budget. I have my totals. My fixed expenses came to $5,863.72. And my variable expenses came up to $3,540. So my total for the two of those combined is $9,403.72. That is the plan budget for the month. And at a quick glance, you can tell that there's enough income to cover the expenses that are going to happen in December and still have money left over. So the money left over thing in December and the extra paycheck, that is going to be something that if we want to do more or buy more, do more activities in December or buy more gifts and stuff like that, or treat ourselves or travel a little bit, that is something we can consider for the extra income. More than likely, like I had a sticky note here for the emergency fund. I used it to buy a new bed and something else, or pay for our wills and things like that we had done with the lawyers and medical directives and stuff like that. In order to bring my emergency fund back to the way it was before we used the money, I still want to put back $1,016.38. And it looks like I'm going to have enough to do that. So I'm going to put my sticky note back here, and it'll keep reminding me, some of this extra money will actually go to that. So let's take this number and subtract the income. I know it's going to show negative, but it means the same thing. I'll just take the negative off. 12,54377. There we go. So I have left over $3,000 potential savings. $3,140.05. I have enough to cover this $1,016.38. So $1,016.38. That still leaves me just over $2,000 left in the budget. I probably won't make those money moves until like the last paycheck of the month, and this still gives us some flexible room for our budget. If something, I know it says negative, but it's actually positive. It'll just give us enough flexibility at the end of the year to take care of specific things if anything comes up, or if we are in need of something. So this is the December budget. This is how the numbers turned out. Zoom out just a little bit more. There we go. And I am happy with where we're at. I am happy we have enough income coming in to cover all the expenses, and that this is the potential savings. The actual savings of part of the sticker I actually put on Paycheck 3 every time. and write what we actually saved that month. So I'm excited to find out, and excited for the new year. If you have New Year's plans, let me know, because I just don't know what to do. I'm in a small town, and there's, you have to travel places, and if you have New Year's plans, let me know in the comments below. Share if you have recipes, or if you have activities that you like to do. Not so much, locations or stuff like that. But do you have New Year's plans? Do you have Christmas plans? Let's talk about budgeting and our holidays and how it's going. I hope yours is going well. And I will see you guys next time. I hope you have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.
As a young girl, the fields were mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines.